Can you let me know if you can hear me on the camera? Oh, that's cute. Hey, hello? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Yes? Oh, awesome. Okay, good. Hey, guys. I don't want to do that. Okay. Hey, guys. Hey. I got a new mic. So can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, or a heart. We had issues last time, so I got a new mic. You can hear me good. Awesome. Hey, hey, Mary, Kathy, Prancer, Sharon, Dina. Hey, Dina. Dina, you should just come over and sit with me. Mary, Maria, Sandra, Jackie, Karen, Sharon. Hey. Good. I'm glad. Okay. Hey, Carol. Canada's in the house. You just finished cleaning up your pantry, Sally. That's awesome. Awesome. Happy Friday. Erin, can you bring me some water, please? Thank you. Erin is getting ready to go to our grandson's basketball game. It's cold. I don't want to go outside. I got my hair done today. It needs to be cut. Good. I'm glad. Happy Friday. Thanks, babe.
Hello.
Okay. Well, I'm getting excited to decorate for spring. It is so cold, but we are getting into the 50s and 60s starting. I think tomorrow we're in the 40s, and then after that it just keeps going up. So what we have here in the South, some of you guys can relate, is a false spring and then a second winter. So we had our false spring. Everybody got excited. It was fabulous. And now we just are having our second winter. And then I think we're going to move into spring temps, I hope. He is so sweet. Hi, bye. He's a walk by today. Okay, so I'm getting excited to decorate for spring. So I'm going to do that this weekend. And so Monday's video will be, I'm going to finish cleaning the kitchen, finish getting that done. And then we're going to decorate the kitchen for spring. And I have some cute ideas for in there. And I got some things. So everybody talks about my wreath that's above my stove on my hood range, and I made that. It's just a wire form, and then I went thrifting and antiquing. I collected little saucers, and I just hot glued them directly onto the wire form, and then I put greenery in there. So I'm going to kind of remake that, kind of streamline it. Right now it has some winter greens in it, and I put moss in there, and it worked when I first did it, but now it's starting to fall out and it's driving me insane. It's getting everywhere. So I need to streamline that and make that pretty. So I'm so excited to do that. Spring decorating is so much fun. I got some beautiful rugs for the kitchen. Beautiful. I'm really going to lean into my blue and white theme this year. I'm just really feeling it. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. So one of the things that I wanted to get was a scarf for my wreath. And I'm hoping that it looks good. You guys are getting a sneak peek because you'll be able to see it all come together, of course, on Monday. But I ordered these scarves. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's the toile fabric. And this camera, the lighting is very bad. It's like got like an orange hue to it. But it's blue. This is actually blue. And it's coming out black, it looks like on camera. But it's actually very blue. Like I think my cabinets back there look black too, and they're very blue. They're the same color of blue as my cabinets. It's beautiful. So I thought I ordered one scarf and it came in a pack of like 8 or something. So I have like 8 of these. So great. So I think I'm going to do a giveaway with those. And then I saw these, and don't worry, everything will be in the video on Monday so that if you see anything that you like here, you guys will be able to get it. And then I found these, and I had to get them because, well, you're going to see why. Look at these dish towels. Oh my gosh. How beautiful are those? It's a set of 3, so I haven't opened them. Let's open them together and look at them. How do I get it open? There we go. Just rip it. Okay, so they are 100% cotton. That's awesome. Okay, look at this one. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. You guys, look at this. Oh, it's gorgeous. Is that not beautiful? That's the top, and then look at the bottom. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Are they all the same? Let me look. Yes. Oh, and then it comes with this one. Woohoo. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, so I will make sure to link them in the video, but these are just, oh. So I'm really just going to lean into that blue and white theme because I'm feeling it. Really feeling it. Also, I'm going to take, I'm going to steal. Oh, you can't see it. It's up there and you can't see it. The camera is, or the light is blocking it, but right up here is a beautiful blue and white pot. And I think I'm going to plant that up for in there. I'm just really going to lean into that blue and white. And I think you guys are going to love the rugs too that I got. I also want to streamline my island. My island is odd. So I bought 3 bar stools for it because, for excess seating when we're entertaining. But my island has a sink in it. So there's not really a true seating area for a plate in front of the faucet. It's more on either side of the sink is where 2 people could sit and actually enjoy a meal. And I kind of clutter that up a little bit with having my paper towels out and all that kind of stuff. And so I really want to streamline that area. But I do like to keep decor on the wider part, so to the left of the sink where I tend to wash and dry and put stuff, or wash my dishes and I put it on a dish towel there. But I don't mind having to move things, if I'm going to do that, and then, dry and put away my dishes and put my decor back. I don't mind that. So I really want to streamline, and I get in these moods where I really want, it's the time of year, right? When you're deep cleaning and organizing and all that kind of stuff, you kind of get in the mood of just kind of clarifying your space and, simplifying it, if you will. I'm definitely not a a minimalist. I am not. I don't think I'm a super maximalist either, if that makes any sense. I do like a good amount of decor, but in my kitchen, I just feel, because I mean, I use my kitchen. You guys know I use my kitchen, so that is a space where I like to have pretty things. I like to look pretty because, you know, it sits in the middle of the house, but it has to be functional as well. So I can't go really crazy with that. So anyways, in order to streamline the island, I found this really cool set. So it comes with 2 dispensers, which have the gold, just like my cabinets, and they're glass. And they come with the little stickers. So one says hand soap and one says dish soap on it. And I just think that's just going to streamline it a little bit better. And it has a tray. So you put them on the tray. Super cute, like this. And then it comes with a little tiny dish that you put on here. And it comes with a scrubber as well. And it's not blue, but it fits in the family. And I just think that's going to be so much nicer, like a much nicer streamlined look on the cabinet. I'm also thinking I may just keep my paper towels under the sink. I don't know. We'll see. I may start that way and then end up putting them back out on the counter. I like to have them out, you know, but so we'll see. We'll see how I do that. So I love the idea of just streamlining everything and making it look really good. And I'm still working on ideas because I'm going to decorate this weekend and film it and everything for you guys. I'm still working on that little area, like what I want it to look like to the left of the sink. And then I did something above my cabinets. When did I do that? I think it was last spring, actually. Last spring or summer. I bought those long baskets, and I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about them. I got them at Home Goods. There was 2, and I bought one. If you guys watched that video, you may remember I came home and I did a haul, and I said there was 2 of these. I should have got 2 of them. And so after I was done filming, I ran back out, ran back down there, and I got the second one was still there. So I picked it up. And what I decided to do to make my life easier is I put those baskets at the top of the cabinets on either side of the stove. And I put wicker vases in front of them. And then I'm just changing out the greenery inside those for each season. And that just makes sense to me. It just makes my life a little bit easier. So I'm doing that. And so, hold on. I got some greenery. So I got these beautiful little hydrangeas. I fell in love with them because, well, you guys know I love hydrangeas. They're actually, this camera is horrible. These are actually lime green. Not lime green. They actually have a little bit, they're more vibrant than what is showing up on camera. And obviously these are not, I don't know what color this is here. It looks like army green. It's not. And I got these because they remind me of the little tiny petite ones that come out on my pinnacle when it blooms. And so I saw these and I thought these are perfect. Obviously going to have to cut them down. So, or bend, I don't know. One of the mouths is really small, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to save the length on these. But I'll have all of these listed for you guys too. But I don't know if you like these. I don't know if you can see that. This is hard. Okay, I'll be able to show it on camera better. But all you do is take that number and you go to the Hobby Lobby website and you just type in the number and these will come up. So I like to put the number in the description when I do that. And then, I don't know, when I think of spring, I think of airy and dainty and all of those things. I'm not adding any bunnies or anything yet. That'll come. But I found these, which are beautiful baby's breath. And what I'd like to do is buy these picks that have several stems on them, because then I can cut these off and I can arrange them like in a floral arrangement. So I got this color. I got a couple of those stems. I think I got 3 of those. And then I got it also in this purple color, or lilac. It's more lilac. I know it's coming out gray on the camera, but they're lilac. They're beautiful. And the same thing, they have these stems that I can cut off and I can make, but all together, these make such a beautiful little arrangement, So I don't know. I'll have them in there proper, but it's just such a springy. God, this is hard to do it backwards. Such a springy look. And I know the camera's not picking up the colors well at all. You guys will be able to tell much better on Monday's video. But it's just such a beautiful springy look. So I love those. In the kitchen, I have a basil plant. I cannot grow basil in my kitchen. I don't think that kitchen gets enough light. I don't know. But I have tried, this is probably my 5th or 6th basil plant that I bought, and they just won't grow. They just die. So I get like all the leaves off of it for recipes, and then that's it. They die. So I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something. Hey, everybody. Sorry. You didn't miss anything, Tanya. If you didn't see everything that I shared so far. But yeah, so I'm that's why I'm thinking maybe I can get like a low light plant or something like that for in there. I can't wait for to like do the kitchen at the country house. We have some changes we're going to be making there for sure. But I've always wanted to have like once we screen in that back porch, I'll be able to have a outdoor herb garden on the porch that I can go out and pick from. Of course, I'll have my garden, but for herbs, I want them easily accessible. So I'll be able to do that, I think, I hope, or at least right outside the screened in porch. But I love the idea I'm always very envious of those people that have those very big, bright kitchens and they have a kitchen window because they can put herbs and that kind of stuff in their kitchen window and they can grow herbs, and I cannot. I've tried over and over. Plants will do well. Low light plants do really well there, but I cannot ever get herbs to grow on my island. And I think it's due to lack of light for sure. So that's kind of a bummer. And then I would love to have a lamp on that side, but I don't have a plug on that side of the island. And that's another major bummer, because there is nothing more beautiful than a lamp in your kitchen or on your kitchen counter. I've done this for years, and I just the warmth and how inviting it is when you walk into a kitchen and you see a lamp lit. It just invites you to it's a cozy feel, and it's the most wonderful thing in the morning to go and turn on your little lamps, and I love that. But I would actually like a lamp, like a medium-sized lamp on the island, and I don't have a plug on that side, which means I'd have to plug it in on the other side and somehow run a cord. It's no. So that'd be something I would have done had I built this house custom, think about all those little tiny details. And I would have also put outlets on top of my cabinets, which is something I might do at the country house. I'm not sure, because I don't know if I'm going to keep those upper cabinets at the country house. I think I may. I don't really care for cabinets that have spaces above them. I don't. This house has it, and I have to clean them often. They get greasy, and there's a lot of tricks you can do with that. You can put cling wrap After you clean them really well, put cling wrap on them, and all you have got to do is take the cling wrap. People put foil up there, people put parchment paper up there, and all you got to do is change that out. The cling wrap is probably the easiest, I would think, because it clings to the surface, and and then you just go and change that out. But either way, I've got to get up on top of those cabinets, so I would prefer to just get up there and wipe it down, not use any plastic at all. So um, I would prefer to get rid of that at the country house, because like I said, we are making some changes there. So that is something that I would really like to do, is have cabinets that go all the way to the top with a stepping stool, and put things up at the very top that I don't need to get to, but maybe once a year, or every once in a great while. So I just would prefer to not have that. I prefer to have the extra storage in that kitchen. So, but I can't get a stupid basil plant. So if you have any tips for that, let me know. And I get a lot of people that tell me to get a grow light, and I'm like, well, I don't have a plug and I don't want cords, on my island. I don't know. Yeah, the battery operated lamps are awesome. Now the rechargeable batteries, we put them in, I think here I put sconces. I had sconces at one time on my entryway, and I hate that, because the light bulbs, they need to be charged so much. And so I would just rather have somebody come in and do electrical for me for that kind of thing anyways. But the battery operated light bulb may be a thing for a lamp. That is a good idea, actually. Very good idea. Of course, I'm going to go on Amazon right now and I'm going to search that, because I think that's a great idea. I love it. Okay, hold on. Prancer, you are so smart. Thank you. Babe, we're buying a battery operated lamp. Prancer said so. Yeah, there's remote. Yeah, on Amazon, they have everything's battery operated. The problem is, and I talked to you guys about this a while back, batteries don't last anymore. They just don't. It's ridiculous. So I had to go to the battery store. What's it called? There's a store where they sell batteries, nothing but batteries. And I had to do that when I was in Florida, because my phone was going to explode. It was separating, and it was like swollen. And it's because I was leaving my phone plugged in overnight. And so I took it into the store and I said, I think I need a new battery. And he goes, oh yeah, that phone is about to go kaboom. And I was like, oh my gosh. So anyways, that store sells rechargeable batteries, which would be easier. And I think we have one here in the borough, I think. But that place sells rechargeable batteries, which is awesome. USB plug. I'm so tired of USBs. Everything is USB. I told Ernie I'm so over it. So he got me a docking station so I could have my microphone, my camera, my earphones. Everything is all plugged in, instead of me having to unplug and plug in. And then after we have that issue with you guys not being able to hear me, and hopefully I don't freeze this time around, we don't have any storms moving in. He got me a docking station, so everything is plugged in, and I love that. But everything comes with a USB, and I'm so tired of things being plugged in. I need to come up with a clever idea for a place to plug in my batteries for my camera. And because I always have 4 batteries, so I have 3 charging at all times, and then of course the one that's in the camera. And then, because there's nothing worse than being in the middle of filming and running out of battery. So you always have backups. So I have that, but I have it on my kitchen counter. And then I have because I wear hearing aids, for those of you who may not know, I'm hard of hearing. And so I have to wear hearing aids, and my hearing aids aren't working right now. And so I've been very depressed. When I can't hear, it I isolate because I can't hear well. And so I've been listening to the TV because I can hook my TV up to my headphones. And that's how I've been listening to the TV. So I need to take my hearing aids in to have them cleaned and checked and all that kind of stuff. I think it's time for a new set. But I got those because I almost killed me and Ernie when I was driving, and I went through a light and a fire engine was coming. It was a whole thing. So anyways, I think when I turned to look, the light turned red, but it was green before. I don't know how it all happened. It all happened very quickly, but it's because I couldn't hear the fire engine. It was really bad. So that's why I got hearing aids, to save my life, and Ernie's too. So anyways, I have those always, like that is always out. So I can charge those, which doesn't matter right now because they're not working. So I need to find like a charging station, like someplace that's something that's hidden that I can put a hole in it, like one of those boxes where you can, that have like the flip up lids where you put like a hole in the back and the charging station can go inside there and everything can go inside the box and it can be hidden and look good. That's what I need. But where? Like in here somewhere, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I've got plenty of space for it. I just need to do it, I suppose. Yeah, the battery operated everything is fabulous. I love them. How often do you have to charge those? That's what I want to know. Or change the battery if you have the kind that a decorative bread box would be so cool. I need to go to like the thrift stores. I just found a Goodwill here, so I'm super excited to go check that out next week. But the problem is when I walk into a thrift store or an antique store, I get all googly eyed and I forget why I walked in. Do you guys do that? I walk in and I just get like heart palpitations. I get super excited and I start seeing things that I want, and then my head starts thinking about what I would do with it, and I get crazy. And so I need to like say, okay, I'm going to Goodwill for this and just that. And I've never been in this one. It's pretty new. So I'm hoping that it's good, number one, and I'm hoping that it's full, number two. But I need to really think about like sticking to what I went in there for. But that is a great idea. A bread box would be so cool, like one of those not accordion. Well, you know which ones I'm talking about. The like the half moon ones. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Oh, thrift stores. I could spend hours. Ernie hates them with a passion. Hates them. He is not a fan of even antiquing with me. He does not like antiquing because he doesn't like the way the places smell, and I love it. Like the more they smell musty, the better the stuff is, as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, so I need to do that. That is an excellent idea. You gave me an excellent idea. That is a great idea, actually, a bread box. So a lot of people ask me about my clear one that I put in my pantry. I got that off Amazon. I just put clear. I think I type in exactly what it is I'm looking for, and it always comes up on Amazon. So I just typed in clear bread box or something like that, and that came up. It's perfect. I love it. Visually, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and so it works out perfect. And it's big. It fits. You could probably get like 4 loaves of bread in there if you wanted to. I put tortillas, the rice paper wrappers in there. I put all that kind of stuff in there. So Amazon, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Amazon probably has something. You're probably right. Somebody's probably already came up with it for sure. I want to give you guys an update on the candles. I'm still working on my website. Okay. I've been filming every day, filming, editing, and uploading every day. And I need to stop doing that because it's a lot of work, which I love doing. Believe you me, I love it. And it keeps me busy and I love it. But I need to call Shopify, and I need to sit down with them, because when I had my business, the Rustic Tiller, a long time ago, they helped me. They sat with me on the phone and they helped me do the whole thing. And I need them to help me do that. So because what happened was this is why I haven't done it yet, and I'm scared to. When I first did it on my own and I thought I had it all figured out, I didn't have the postage on my website set up properly. And so I think I may have already mentioned this. And so I was getting bills for postage. So that's not the way business is supposed to work. So even though I have it so the customer pays the postage, they were, but they weren't paying enough. So I was getting the overage as a bill. And so I had to call Shopify and say, what did I do wrong? And so they walked me through the whole thing. And that's where I'm stuck right now. I can't figure it out. And then also on my website, there's a Shop Now button on there, and I need to connect that Shop Now to the Shopify website where I'm going to have my candles. So I need help doing that because I'm not techie. I'm not a techie girl. If I waited for my son to come at Easter time, he'd be able to help me, but I really need to get these out of here. I have them sitting here. They smell fabulous. My house smells fabulous, but I really need to get them out of here and get them sold. So I have everything here. They're just waiting. I even have one already boxed up because you need to weigh it so you know how much it weighs. So when you add it to your website, you can put the diameter, like how big the box is and how much it weighs and all that kind of stuff. And so I did that already, but I just need somebody to help me with the techie part of it because I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So I'm just, Alabama's in the house. We got California in the house, Alabama in the house. Yeah. So I'm looking for questions. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the blue and white is just so beautiful. Now I don't have a, there's a woman I follow. I don't have my phone with me. I follow on Instagram, or I don't really follow her anymore because it's not realistic. She does have a lot of really great ideas, but a lot of the things she does in her home is just like, I don't think anybody lives there. You know what I mean? She's got great taste, and her home is beautiful. It's just beautiful. So it's all blue and white. That is her decor, is blue and white. So she does like blue and white. She'll add like pink every once in a while. Pink is gorgeous with blue and white, but she'll add like pink florals, and she does a really fabulous job. And so, I have one more thing I didn't show you. So, she actually is the one, this is why I thought of her, is the one who gave me the idea to hang actual artwork above the stove. And so when I saw her do that last year, I said, that looks great. I commented, that looks great, but doesn't it get filthy? And she's like, I just take it off when I clean. Well, I have tile, so I can't just take it off. So I don't spend a lot of money on artwork that I put above my stove because just in case, but I picked this up because it really leans into the blue and white. And I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I got it on their half off. It's just beautiful. It's like the country, I don't know, very French country. And it's really beautiful. When you guys see it in the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I love the idea of having a piece of nice art above the stove. And she's actually the one that I got that from. And so she's like, no, I just take it off. Well, I can't take it off. So that's why I don't buy a really expensive piece of art or spend a whole lot of money, because I can't remove it because I use the command picture hangers, so the Velcro. And so once it's up there, it's up there. And if you go to pull it, it never really sticks back on there again really well, even though it's Velcro. So once it's up there, it's up there. So I need something that I can clean, with like Dawn, a little bit of Dawn dish soap, and I clean to make sure I get grease off of it. So it's beautiful. And so everything, and then wait until you see the rugs. I can't show you those because I have them laying out and straightening them out. I'm going to also show you guys a tip on how to straighten your, they're laying flat right now, and I want to keep them like that until I'm ready to go because I got to like mop and all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited. I'm so excited. I've just been waiting for, well, Valentine's Day to be over and then kind of winter to be over, but I'm ready. I'm ready for spring. I'm looking at all my empty containers out on the patio. They're begging. My Boston ivy looks fabulous. Boston ivy lasts through everything. It's been in freezing temperatures, snowed on, everything. It looks fabulous, but it needs flowers, and I need to get a new rug for out there, and that's going to be a whole, I'm just so excited to get out in the garden. I can't even tell you. Babe, did one of the boys tell you something about hydrangeas today when you were talking to Robert? Or was I dreaming? I'm dreaming about hydrangeas. Am I? I must have been dreaming. That's funny. Anyways, yeah. He's getting ready to go. He's working. He's on his computer over there. Anyway, so I the gardening just I don't spend a whole lot of time inside in spring at all. And so it's you guys will see that. I spend a lot of time outside. There's always something to do, something fun to do. And it's creating a garden, planting flowers, cleaning it, doing all of that for me is like decorating a room. It's just so fun, but even better because it's plants. So you get to watch them grow and fill in, and it's just so gratifying for that. So excited for that. We need to make sure though that winter is really over because Ernie needs to get the irrigation lines going again and all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, Sally, I saw that. Were there any mudslides in California? I didn't even know. I didn't pay attention. My granddaughter is due March 4th. I'm so excited. Oh, it's so much fun. I love to my favorite thing in the garden is watching the trees come back to life. That just adds so much impact. And then my two pinnacle hydrangeas that are on just right outside the patio on either side, they get huge. Last year they were just full of blooms. Well, this year's really cool because the hedge that we planted on the backside for privacy has actually grown very tall. It grew really tall. And so this year, as soon as spring starts and it starts picking up speed, probably, I don't know, we'll probably give it like a month to wake up and adding more growth to it. We're going to be able to cut it into like a hedge. And that is always so gratifying to me, like just getting it nice and square. And so the whole point behind that was to have a tall green wall because my neighbor's window is right there into her living room, and we don't have a fence. We didn't put a fence up because I don't like fences. So we didn't put a fence up. I don't like that white wall, blocking me. I like to see everything open. So anyway, she has a fence for her backyard, and so does my other neighbor. So I have fences on both sides. And somebody said last year, it was so funny. They said, your yard doesn't make sense. You have a fence on both sides, but not in the back. Why? I'm like, do they not see that it's not my fence? Those are not my fences. They're my neighbor's fences. And everybody in the neighborhood got the same fence. It looks ridiculous. I wish they were not allowed. I really do. I think that they just, I don't know. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I know it's really hot in Florida to plant. I see a lot of the girls that I follow But you guys are so fortunate there because the plants that you guys can grow, the tropical plants, when I go there, I always think that's the first thing I think of is how beautiful my gardens would be but I get it. The humidity, the heat, believe me, I get it. Um, Whenever I'm there, I always think how fortunate you guys are that you have. I mean, even better than when I lived in San Diego because you guys just have the humidity, which, some of the plants there, I've never seen a pato plant grow with leaves like bigger than my head. I mean, it's wild how big the plants get there. You're so lucky. Oh, so many of you guys are excited to garden. I'm so excited. Arizona's in the house, Texas in the house, Florida, Louisiana, Alabama. Nice. You guys are from all over. Lovely. But yeah, you guys have so many beautiful, and I watch the girls on, and I guess they're just used to their weather. The garden answer, I've watched her since she lived in her townhome when she first started her channel. And she has that extreme weather too. I think I want to say my weather is pretty close to her weather, except for her winters are a lot more extreme than we get here in Middle Tennessee. I don't know. Okay, babe, bye. Be careful. We got like, I don't know. We've had 2 snowstorms, and we still have snow on the ground, but only because it's in the shade and it's really cold today. But everything else is melted already, so we don't have to. Tennessee's in the house. Yeah, I'll give you some tips this year. I'm not a professional gardener. I'm your everyday. I joined a Middle Tennessee gardening club on Facebook, and so they just started their inspiration chat today. So that makes me think we're getting close, and I love that because there's so many people here in Middle Tennessee, and so I that are on that I get to like look at their photos and see what they're growing and all that kind of stuff. But I don't get into like pH levels of my soil, and I'm kind of one of those gardeners that deals with the problems as they come. If I run into any problems, like you guys all remember my arborvitaes. I still have a hard time saying that because I called them arborites for so long, and they're arborvitaes. But anyways, they got that black weird thing on them, and I cut that out, and it never came back, and they're fine. They're just fine. So I never got that diagnosed, but I kind of like just deal with that kind of a problem as it comes along. So I'm not, really great at knowing the plants, like plant knowledge and what kind of soil to grow them in. I mean, I have some experience with some things, obviously, but I'm not a gardener. I don't know. I'm just your everyday housewife that likes to play in the dirt, I guess. Yes, the bird bath idea. I love that idea too. I can't wait to get that planted up because it's such a statement. I wish it was deeper. I do wish it was deeper. I think I'll probably take that out to the country at some point and plug it back up and use it as an actual bird bath out there, and get something deeper for here that I can use in the future out in the landscape out in the country at the country house. So New Mexico, South Florida, nice. Another Jersey girl, Georgia. Oh, some Texas, awesome. How's everybody's weather? Are you guys good now, or except for Florida? I know you guys are warm. Ernie said it was cold actually in Gainesville where he was. 60 in the 60s, which is chilly for them. Missouri's in the house. Hey, Terry. He just left. He had to go to our grandson's basketball game. He'll be back soon. They don't take that long. and it's just up the road here. 41 in Houston. Oh man. Yeah, I think we got up to 33 today, or 32. I went and got my hair done, and on my way home, my car read 32. Yeah, that's what Ernie said. It got cold in Gainesville. 13, Brandy. That's cold. I woke up this morning and my weather app, my phone didn't update, so now my weather app says, "Brr." It gave me like a, well, oh gosh, that's, I'll get to that in a second. We are thinking about getting new phones. We're going to go tomorrow. iPhones, because my phone, we're ready for an upgrade. And our kids are just over the fact that we don't have iPhones, and everybody has an iPhone, and it's a whole thing, you know. And so they laugh at me and Ernie because we don't have iPhones. And so we're going to go tomorrow and see about that. But I want to know, if you have an iPhone, I want to know which one you have. Like, I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to walk in and have them tell me what I need to get. I want I don't know, like, I've heard so many people say that iPhones you always have to upgrade them. Is that true? The Apple side. It's gonna be hard. I have an Apple computer. I get it. And I can't work on anything but an Apple computer, and I'm worried that I'm not going to know what the heck to do. Now, as it is, when my grandkids are, they give me the phone or somebody hands me their iPhone, I'm like, how do I go back? How do I hit the back button? Where's the back button? So when you have an update with an iPhone, do you have to get a whole new phone? Hey, Linda. See, that's what I don't want. 14 plus. What's the difference? I mean, is the 14 like the newest one? Is that like the one to have? Because I mean, my phone is still in excellent condition. What takes away from your store? Setting update? Wait. Oh. It upgrades at night on its own? You're several behind. Sounds like me with my Samsung. Indiana's in the house. 23. Yeah, we're getting warm weather next week too. I'm so excited. You just click on them to update. It's free. Okay, that's good. Ask for the easiest one to use. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I feel you on that. But everything's on your phone anymore. I mean, I'm old school. I still want a paper bill, and everything's on the phone. Like when I went this is what I like about the country house. When I went to go I had to go in to go set my utilities up, and then they didn't do anything online. I had to go in and fill out an actual piece of paper for bank draft, because I have all my utilities on auto, because I didn't want to have to drive an hour to go get the mail, that kind of thing. So, so the updates take away from your storage, so you don't get to keep your pictures. Is that how that works? Software updates. Okay, so I get that. Okay, so their updates come automatically. So they do on the Samsung too. But I just feel like I hear people, or is it just something that everybody does where they just say, "Oh, I want the newest edition or the newest edition, like the newest phone, and so they just go out and get it. It's not necessary to go out and get the new one. 'Cause they're not cheap. Okay, got it. You can turn automatic updates. How dare they put apps? Okay, who owns iPhone? Is it Apple here? I miss my flip phone. I still have it. I have it in a box. And I have Ernie's Nextel. We still have our old phones. I miss it. Wouldn't it be funny if I just walked in with my old flip phone and said, "Yeah, I need to get a battery for this. I want to get this serviced." The kids that work there would probably be like, "What is this?" Remember, you had to text, you had to like every letter was or number was like 3 letters, so you had to like push the number till you got to the letter you wanted. The kids today wouldn't know what to do. Apple Inc. Okay. Okay, wait, Brandy, you're confusing me. Brandy says the updates take up storage, which doesn't allow for you to take pictures and save them. About the Apple Watch. I can't wear watches or bracelets. I have my beautiful bracelets. I have 2 of them. I took the one that I got on my 20th wedding anniversary off, and then Ernie got me my beautiful. I need to put it back on. It fell off. I thought I lost it. It was in my purse. Don't ask. It's so funny because we go to this restaurant here locally. It's a really nice restaurant. And we sit at the bar when we don't have reservations. You get the same service and food and everything. And so the bartender, so we were having dinner, and Ernie had just literally given me my bracelet. And uh, so we're sitting there, and I went to go look for my bracelet. Or no, she goes, "You were here. I was here working when he gave you that," because we were actually at a booth at that time. And when he gave you your bracelet, he brought in, he came walking in with a Tiffany bag or something. And I said, "Ah," and I went to go look at my bracelet, and I went, "It's gone." It wasn't on my wrist. So I freaked out. I panicked. I'm looking all around me, right? I go back to the car. It's not in the car. I'm completely panicked. I said, "Maybe it's at home." It's at home. So we enjoyed our dinner. We went home, looked for it, couldn't find it. Figured it's gone. I lost it. Somebody scored, right? So I changed from my little purse to my big purse, pretty often. Well, depending on what I'm doing. Like when I go to California, I'll bring both of them, that kind of thing. And because I use it as a carry-on. And I was looking for something in my big bag. And in the zipper pocket on the inside was my bracelet. How lucky did I get? It fell off inside my purse. Anyways, so when he first bought it, the clasp broke. So he took it back to Tiffany. They fixed it and sent me a new one, or gave me a new one. And so this one, the clasp was not broken. And I thought, oh, the clasp broke. That's what we were thinking. That's how it fell off. And the clasp is not broken on it. And yeah, so we don't know. We have no idea. And how lucky am I that it actually fell in my purse? I mean, that's weird. That's just weird. But a lot of you guys prayed over it. A lot of you guys were praying that I was going to find it. So it was a God wink. Anyways, I just thought that was amazing that it was in my purse. I mean, that's wild. So, okay. I'm reading your guys's. It's true. We're kind of a slave to our phone. Full story, you don't. Okay, so if you're at full storage and okay, I get it. But if you have an Apple phone, can't you store everything in the cloud from your phone? Because I can store everything in the cloud, from my computer. It doesn't work the same on an Apple. I just assume all Apple, everything. Oh, good. I'm glad you got to see the real color. Did you see the real color of this? Oh, yeah. Back here, it looks black. Up close, you can see the blue. Beautiful. I love it. My phone and problem must be special, Brandy. You're funny. Uh, you're watching me on your TV, Sherry? Do you have your fireplace going? Isn't it pretty, Lisa? I mean, it matches the plates on my wreath. So pretty. I love that color. So gorgeous. And look at the ends. The ends it's a true scarf. I love them. I love it. So the cloud gets full. You're screwed either way, right? Just, oh my gosh. Yeah, the towel. These are just, this one is to die for. I'm happy there's two of them. I mean, look at that, you guys. How pretty is that? It's so pretty. Just gorgeous. I love it. And what's funny is this bowl is very similar to my salt bowl that I keep my kosher salt in. I love it. Well, it's not a bowl. Well, I guess it is, or maybe it's a planter. I don't know. But how pretty is that pink with the blue? It's gorgeous. Just beautiful. Oh, I love them. Okay, so is that it? That's all I'm showing you. Got to save some surprises. Aw, thank you guys. You're so sweet. Thank you. It's 80 degrees at the beach. Oh man. We're leaving on a Tuesday and coming back on Thursday or Friday. I don't know. Ernie made the reservations. I'll have to ask him. I could check if I had my phone because I made the hotel reservations. We don't stay at my son's house when we go. I like to have a comfortable bed to sleep in, and also it's a brand new baby, so I need they need to have their time figuring out the family of 5. She's going to be so spoiled, you guys. I cannot wait. My daughter-in-law, Yenny, she has black, kinky, curly, beautiful hair. She's gorgeous. My daughter-in-law's, well, all 3 of them are beautiful. And my son has straight, so straight. His hair is so straight. So Isaiah has his mama's hair, and Eli, the older one, has his daddy's hair, pretty much. He has got a little bend to it. So I'm wondering what she's going to look like. Now, Ernie's grandma, her eyes were sky blue. His dad's mom, her eyes were sky blue. Beautiful sky blue color. I mean, gorgeous. And so sprinkled throughout the family, there's, family members that have light eyes. Like my oldest son has green eyes. And then the middle one has like brown eyes. They're on the lighter shade of brown. And then my youngest one has like my color. Like Ernie's eyes are like hazel. They look like if he wears green, his eyes look green. So, and then he has we have family that has like his aunt, he has cousins with their blonde hair and blue eyes. Yeah, it's crazy. So she could come out with light eyes. You're going for a month and a half, Sherry? What? Oh, for tax season. I just asked Ernie about that today. I have my pile right here. I'm too, Joy. I'm excited. Yeah, we're Android people too. That's why I'm afraid about this whole. And you know what else Ernie started talking about today? Okay, are you guys ready? And I'm blaming this on my oldest son because he went and test drove one. And then Ernie, he's talking about what are they called? Those electric cars, those Teslas. Are you joking me? He's talking about a Tesla, an electric car, my husband. And I said, but then you have to have a electric station to plug it in your house. And we don't have one of those. So then he looked that up. And then I said, well, we have the country house too. So you're going to put one here and we're going to move out one day. And then you're going to have to put one over there. And oh my gosh, yeah. So, Oh, Sherry, you're odd. Yeah. One green. Sherry's funny. She's a hoot. Okay. One greenish eye. You're going to get your hair done next week, Carly told me. Wouldn't it be funny if you and I made our appointment around the same time and we ran into each other? 24 in Ohio. Hey, Lori G. Sarah, you know what? He looked at all the prices that they're not that expensive. So, I mean, to lease and buy, you can buy one for like 40 grand. So, not that that's cheap. I'm not saying that's cheap. I'm just saying. You are a hoot, Cherry. You're a hoot. Yeah, he looked up, I don't know which model he was looking at, but I guess my son called and they were talking about it. And so he was looking at those today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot with you, mister. We just got a new car. Well, we had to get a new car because our lease was up. We always lease our cars. We never buy. But I'm ready to buy now. Like when this lease is up, I'm ready to buy so that we can pay off our car and not have a car payment. And whatever, mister. There's a lot of Teslas. Yep. I don't know. It's scary to me, an electric car. It scares me. I do know he's going to buy a truck though. When we move out to the country, he's going to buy a little truck, like a little beater, something to drive to and from Lowe's to grab stuff for all the projects I'm going to have. Arizona 73. Nice. Yeah. So he's going to get a little beater when we move out there because we're going to need something to for all the projects. And okay. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm going to give you two options and you guys tell me which one you like. Okay. I'm going to tell you option number one. And if you like option number one, give me one heart. If you like in the comments, not the hearts that fly up in the screen. And then if you like option number two, okay. If you were doing a room for, let's say, like any room, like room decor, and you wanted to change the wall, because one of the things that drives me the most nutty about this house is that most of the walls are drywall painted, except for this wall Ernie did. And then I have my shiplap wall where the TV's on. And then of course the office is awesome. And then I have wallpaper in the coffee bar. I try and get as much texture on my walls as possible. I love this look. This is really hard to do. I love this look here. I love that. But I also love, I think that the shiplap that stops 3/4 of the way up the wall is overdone. I think that is, it's been done. And I think that would be a look that I would get tired of. So I'm thinking for the cottage, I've got two choices. I haven't made my decision yet, but I'm thinking about doing the shiplap wall, but vertically, but the whole room in shiplap vertically. So it's, all the way around the room. Because my idea for that bedroom is that you feel I can't wait for you guys to see the furniture, but you feel warm and cozy. You know what I mean? Like you're wrapped in the room. And I feel like adding the texture on the wall rather than just painting a wall is going to look really good. So option number 1 would be the 3/4 way, 3/4 of the way up, or, some point with like a chair rail, that kind of thing. And then maybe wallpaper at the top and painting it or painting it all. I'm not really sure. I haven't gotten there yet. Wallpaper, I don't know. And so, but I think I can achieve the feel and the look that I want with the paneling. I'm calling it paneling, but it's not. It's shiplap, just not like this. It's just vertical. It'll add the texture and the warmth, and it'll make the room, you know what I mean? Like, I can't explain it. I've looked at a ton of pictures. Ernie's looked at a ton of pictures. We've just been going back and forth, back and forth. So if you like option number 1, where it's 3/4 of the way up, regular chair rail, shiplap, give me a heart. If you like option number 2, give me 2 hearts. 2 hearts would be all the way around the room, which is more French country, which is what I'm going with in the house, just so you know. Let's see, 2. I love the vertical. It just adds so much. Yes, Julia, that's what I'm afraid of, running out of electricity. Ooh, I got a lot of 2s. Yeah. See, we're right here. You guys are feeling it with me. You're feeling it. If you look up French country wall treatments, I think that's what I looked up. I don't remember. That's in a lot of them. And that's not what okay. I looked up French country design. I was trying to get inspired. I've been doing it over the last 2 months. Sometimes when I'm sitting at my computer, I look it up, and I'm really looking at design elements, not the actual decor, but like the elements of the design. And I started noticing that, and then, the texture, the wall texture, and then I searched that exact thing, and that came up. I think it was that exact thing, somewhere around something like that. And so that came up, and Ernie showed it to me. I think it was last weekend, or the weekend before. He showed me pictures, and I was like, that's what I want. Like, I think that's what I want. I just think it adding texture to the whole wall will just really, be cozy. It'll be cozy and warm. And upgrade your life. I love it. Do it. Ooh, gray. Yes, Tara. French country is, so there's different takes on French country. There is a very whimsical, lacy, eclectic look or take on it. But it's like taking I think I described this to you guys last live, where I heard the description of it as, let's say you live in a beautiful apartment in New York City in Soho, which I love, and you have decorated that apartment with antiques and vintage and just, street vines, which I hear are really good in New York, and all that kind of stuff. And you've just curated a beautiful apartment of, vintage and antique and some new and, just a beautiful apartment. And you pick up all of that stuff and you move to a home in the country and you put it all there. That's what well, on the French countryside, that's what I'm hearing, or that's not what I'm hearing. That's what I heard in that video that is, what they heard the take of French country was. Because like I said, if you just search French country, there's obviously people who have the higher Google searches, right? And so their pictures are going to come up first and what their take is for French country. But if you look at French country, I mean, it all just kind of goes together anyways. If you look at all the pictures, they all just kind of are beautiful and they go together really well and all that. But I liked that description. It resonated with me because I do have new and old and some vintage, and it's really going to it's going to be amplified once I take it from this house to the country house one day, right? It's going to be amplified. And so I think that it just depends on, your taste, because obviously no two people have the same taste. And I love that. I think that that's fabulous. But if my taste at this house, if I start to lean more into the French country, and then if, let's say, you have a home full of just antiques, and then you start to lean into the French country, both of our homes are going to look very different. So our takes on French country are going to be very different. So I want cozy. I love vintage. Putting a vintage item, like I'm looking at my frames above my computer right now, putting these into this room, into this office, it just instantly warmed the space up. Although I miss George. He used to hang over here and he's at the country house now. Poor guy. He's all by himself over there. But putting vintage items in a space immediately warms it up. It immediately calls it home. And we talked about that with When Harry Met Sally. Her apartment, was it? No, You've Got Mail. I'm so sorry. You've Got Mail. Well, When Harry Met Sally was good too. But anyways, when You've Got Mail, her apartment was so good. And just because it was just so cozy and vibey and warm and all of that. And so that's kind of like what I went through. So I got a lot of comments on my video for my guest room upstairs, where people are like, you should have, you could have, I would have, all that, which are all welcomed comments, obviously. And that's great. But I think that a lot of people missed the fact that I was using what I had. I did not want to go out and buy anything. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I've always said when I decorate is surround yourself with things that you love, and it's going to be beautiful. Now, I don't necessarily think that things that I do is going to be beautiful to you, every single one of you. I don't decorate for you. I decorate to give you ideas, right? But I'm not decorating for you. I'm decorating for me because it's my house. How silly would that be if I decorated for you? There are a lot of content creators that do that, though, that, go out and shop and they buy things to create a video to show you. I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to go into credit card debt or what have you to purchase a bunch of items to create a video. I think that you get more value out of watching a video when, you can relate to using and working with what you have. You know what I mean? So I think there's more value in that. Now, don't get me wrong. When I do purchase new things, I'm buying new things because I want the new things for my house. I'm not buying them because of for instance, my wreath on my front door is going to get one of these scarves because right now I have 2 napkins tied together on there because I wanted the look and I wasn't willing to buy anything for it yet. And so now I will switch it out because I thought I was only buying one. I did think it was expensive, but I didn't realize this is kind of like a polyester, maybe. I'm not really, rayon, maybe. I don't know. It's very thin material, very light, very lightweight. I think it was $14.99, and I thought, well, that's kind of pricey, but I didn't blink twice because everything's expensive right now. So I was really happy that I got a package. I gave one to my daughter-in-law, for her front door wreath. But I'll buy things like that, and well, we just talked about this whole situation. I love my dish towels. And so I will go out and buy things, new things for projects, but it's for me, you know what I mean? It's for my house. And so, but I do think that you find there's a lot more value when you can share with your audience how to curate a space. It may not be perfect. It may not have all the items that you think that it needs to have in it. It doesn't have all the items that I think it needs in it, but that wasn't the point. The point of the video was to create a space that was comfortable and cozy with what I had. And I think that there's a lot of value in that. For me, there is. I know that when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of money to go out and decorate or buy anything, actually. I decorated our first homes purely from thrift stores and garage sales. I mean, seriously. So I would have appreciated YouTube back then for those kind of for that kind of content. I learned how to paint furniture. I probably didn't do a great job, but I had beautiful, cute, cozy little homes, and I loved it. So I think there's a lot of value and a content creator that can, show you that it's possible to create a space for you in your home using items that you already have, borrowing from other rooms, making over items maybe sometimes, that kind of stuff. So painting that table really did what I wanted it to do because it balanced the room out. Somebody commented, you may be on here, I don't remember the name, but they commented that as an home stager, and it's always fun to get these types of comments, that they staged homes for 20 years or something like that. And so they were telling me how I should set the home. It's a home. I'm not staging a model home. It's a home. We live here. So I'm not staging my home for people to come in and go, ooh, ah, you know what I mean? If I can get that ooh and that ah for the home that we live in, that's great. But I'm not staging a room for people to ooh and ah at. I'm actually creating a space, which one of my grandsons spent the night with us last weekend, and he slept in until almost 10 a.m. and we had to wake him up because he had to be at his basketball game at 12:30. And the first thing he said when he came downstairs, that bed's so comfortable. And that's how you want your guests to feel, you know what I mean? And so anyways, when you get those kind of comments, I appreciate that. And as a home stager, I could do a lot too if I had endless amounts of money, and I'm sure all of us could, right? Or endless amount of money, or that kind of thing. I just don't want to spend that kind of money. I'm just not, I'd rather spend my money on other things. Right now, food. I went to the grocery store I got a tomato, a purple onion. What else did I get? A package of hamburger buns. And I think that was it. and it was almost $17 for just those couple of things. What else did I get? There was something else in there. I can't remember. It was literally 4 items and it was almost $17. I was like, what the heck? Ah. Yes, Mary. I don't follow trends. I just don't. And I don't think that see, Sherry, that is the most beautiful thing about walking into a home. I love when I walk into somebody's home and they can tell me a story about their house. You know what I mean? And my girlfriend that I did the reunion show with, Lisa, she said, Lisa said that they've been watching my videos. Hey, Lisa. And her girlfriend, Robin, who is a interior designer, they've been watching my show. And so they're college friends. I have not met Rob. No, I maybe met her one time. It's so funny because she always talks about Robin. Anyways, and we've been friends since we're 13 years old. But when I talk to her on the phone, her and I, we're constantly sending pictures back and forth to each other when we're on the phone. So we'll be talking. We'll talk for hours. We talk for 3-4 hours, easy. And she'll say, oh, I went to the thrift store. She is the thrift store queen. And I picked up, and she knows the names of things. She'll be like, I found this blah, blah, blah piece of furniture, and it was only $30, and I snagged it, and look where I put it, and she'll send me pictures. And so she's her taste is very eclectic, and but it's cozy and it's warm, you know what I mean? And her house has a story. Her house tells a story, and I love that. I love that about houses. I love it. I like when people walk in and they point out my artwork in my home, and I'm like, oh, I got that at the thrift store. It's a $900 painting and I got it for $19.99. I love that. Yes, you have to have things around you that make you happy. You have to. And there's so many girls that have beautiful taste. Oh, I can't think of the name of her. Michelle O'Malley. Michelle O'Malley. I think that's her name. I ran across her videos the other day, and they just bought and moved into a home in They live in Texas. A mom to 3 kiddos, I think. They're a young couple. Beautiful home. And I love that she is decorating her home for her. Also, another great example of decorating her home for her. And I've not read the comments because I bet you the comments would piss me off. Because even Ernie, I was watching it one day and he looked at me like, what? Her color choices are not what I would choose, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? And her wallpaper choice, what she's doing to her home. And this, not Michelle O'Malley, this is the $1 house. If you guys are not watching that, go over and watch it. It comes out every Sunday. She bought a house for $1 and it was completely trashed, and she has completely renovated it, her and her dad. And she's an artist, and her choice for decor is very it's very eclectic. Her walls are like a peachy brown. She put terracotta tile down in her kitchen. Her bathroom is phenomenal. I love the wallpaper in her bathroom. But she's an artist, and artists tend to surround themselves with a lot of vibrancy and a lot of color because that's what taps into their creative mindset, right? That's why they're artists. And so I can appreciate that when I'm watching it. I don't watch her show to get ideas. I don't watch her, I watch it because I think that it's a really beautiful thing that she was willing to buy this trashed place and turn it into an adorable little home. And I love that. And so, and she's just doing what she wants to do. You know what I mean? And it's so cool to watch because she's not following trends. She's not nothing. She's just buying what she wants to buy, and she's freaking going for it. And I love it. I love it. So her whole house is going to have a story to tell when she's done with it. It's a small little house. It's adorable. It's freaking adorable. You guys got to go check it out. It's the $1 house. Tia Weston is her name. Tia, T-I-A Weston is her name. And she has, I mean, you have to go check her out. If you haven't watched her already, you're in for a treat, because start from video number 1 and watch it all the way through. Really, really good videos. Yes. Julia, you're watching her? Tia. Oh yeah. Okay. See, I'm just getting to the comments now. Exactly, Julia. It's hers. It's a little dollhouse. Okay, so there's another one too. Let me see if I can remember her. She also bought a home. It's taking her. They film very different. There's a couple of girls that I watch because I love those kind of transformations. I'm not a. Somebody asked me to slow my videos down because I made them dizzy. I will not. I move slow, and I have to speed my videos up so I can fit it into a decent time frame for you guys to watch. So that's why the videos are sped up. But anyways, I thought that was funny. She said, "You make me dizzy. Can you slow your videos down?" I was like, "No, I cannot." Anyways, okay, so there's another girl. What is her name? She's in, I believe, New York, like Connecticut or somewhere around there. And she also bought this trashed property, but it's taken her 3 years. And she films in real time. Just know that when you go to her video, like there's no, occasionally she'll do something where she speeds it up a little bit, but every single project she does is in real time. So she doesn't get a whole lot done per video because it's not like, it's like the polar opposite of Tia Weston. Like she sanded her floors in one day. You know what I mean? Like got it done. But that wasn't all she did. I think they did trim on that day or paint or something. So she gets a lot done because she speeds it up. And it's very gratifying, very satisfying to watch. So, but this other girl, she does the same thing. And I can't remember her stinking name either. But every time I watch her video, I'm like, I speed it up. I'm like, I just want to see the finished product. I fast forward. So just so you guys know, if you turn the video off because you're bored with what you're watching, it hurts the channel. So if you're bored with that portion, just fast forward through it. Even if you don't want to watch the video, but you want to support the person, fast forward all the way till the very end and watch just the ending. It really helps. So YouTube doesn't like it when people click on a video and then click off the video. They like it when people watch the video in whole, and fast forwarding through the whole video counts as watching it all the way through. So even if you hate me one day, if I'm boring you and you don't want to watch the video, just fast forward all the way through. But I can't remember her name. She's a doll. Her and her sister, maybe you guys know. No, it's not Wise Guy. No. A Drill and a Dream. Oh my gosh. Yes, KJ. Drill and a Dream. Her and her sister. So she's doing fun stuff now. She's the house is done. I'm excited for spring for both of these girls, for Tia and Drill and Dream, because they're going to start working on the outside of the houses, and both of the outside of the houses are going to be freaking adorable. A Drill and a Dream, her house sits on a property where there's a stream in the back. So this past spring and summer, they cleared trees and shrubs and all that kind of stuff to expose that stream. And so, yeah, they're going to start working on the outside of their homes, because the interior, a Drill and a Dream, the interior is pretty much done. The other girl, Tia Weston, it's not done yet, but it will be soon. So it's going to be really fun to watch the outside of their homes come together. I love that, to watch these young girls see value in that, and they didn't have to go out and buy a brand new home or a brand new condo. They saw value. And what I love about what Tia is doing is she's reusing a lot of, she reused a lot of things. And she reused what she could in the home because it was really trashed. And so she saved, I believe, the doors and, Yeah. Okay. And then there's one other one, which is really odd. It's an odd, I just watched her thing today. They bought a schoolhouse. I believe it's in Iowa. And they bought an old schoolhouse, and she was actually featured on the news station, and that's when her channel just exploded. She was working and her channel exploded, and she told the story of how she was able to buy the house, because I often wonder, how are these people able to buy these homes and renovate them? Except for Tia, she bought her house for $1. She still hasn't told that story, or at least I don't remember it, but I think that's kind of cool. But these particular people, they bought their home. It's an old schoolhouse in the town where they both grew up. So they wanted to move back home because they had 2 babies, and they wanted to move back home near family so the cousins can grow up together and all of that. And so she said today that she started at when, Bark, that company for dogs, where they send out bark boxes or whatever. She started with that company. So she was able to buy shares of that when they were, when they went public, but she had already bought shares and whatever. So she used that money, her stock money, to buy the house. And then to do the renovations, I think she said they got it for like $165,000, and it's ginormous because it's an old school. And then they took out a loan to do all the renovations, and it needed massive renovations, massive, as you can imagine. But the school's 100 years old. And so what I like about her makeover of the home is she has filled it with things from other schools in the area. Like their kitchen table is an old library table. School chairs came, I'm not sure. I think it came from like another country or something. I can't remember where the guy sent her the stuff, but she got bar stools, like everything in the schoolhouse is reused. Like she took all the doors off of the hinges, and she spent months refinishing and revitalizing all the doors for the schoolhouse and put those back. And the trim, they reused all the trim in the schoolhouse, but they painted it. It's not wood because they had to put a lot of Bondo, so they had to paint it because they had to do a lot of repairs. But they were able to like save the original tread. So like when you walk in the schoolhouse, it's so cool. You got to go check it out. Just type in schoolhouse remodel or something. Dude, I can't think of the name of her channel. Let me see if I can find it. I'll put it in here really quick. Okay. So you guys can just go out. It's really cool. It's really cool to watch because schoolhouse. There we go. Here we go. I found it. All right. Copy. All right. I'm going to put it right here in the chat for y'all. You can go check it out. It's really cool. So and then let me do Tia in case you guys need her channel. All these people I'm talking about. Tia Weston, $1 House. It's a really cool series. Okay, share. And here's Tia's. So you guys can check that out. And then I'll give you a drill and dream. Here we go. She's a sweet girl too. She gets really excited. Like she just baked in her kitchen. And I love that. I love that you find these young girls that, or young people in general that find the value in that. They don't need everything brand new. And it's cool. And I'm sure the people in their town, their hometown of Indiana or wherever they're at, I'm sure that they really appreciate the fact that somebody came in and bought the schoolhouse and now have turned it into their home. They haven't done any gardening or anything like that yet either, because it's taken them, I think 3 years to do it. It's taken him 3 years to do that schoolhouse. That's the same amount of time it's taken a drill and a dream to get her house done. But like I said, she works full time. And the way she films is everybody films differently. Like Tia, hers are all sped up and super gratifying. A drill and a dream, hers are in real time. So, like she could do the stair treads and it could just be one video and it's all in real time. She doesn't speed it up at all. And then the schoolhouse one is she like puts the video together. She films a bunch of stuff and then she puts the video together and she narrates what they've done, like type thing. So everybody, does it differently. And then if you guys have not seen the Latina Next Door, she's also new to Tennessee. Her and her husband bought land. They lived in their fifth wheel. Then they bought a tiny home, which is going to be her YouTube studio. And they ended up having to move into that because they got pregnant. And they're done building their dream home on the property. They're not finished with it, but they've got the exterior all done and all of that. And so they're working on the inside. So that is your Latina Next Door. Latina Next Door is her channel. So all great channels, to watch and support, I think. Hey, Marianne. I'm glad you didn't miss me either. Schoolhouse Homestead. Thank you guys. You guys are all great. They're all on my subscription list and I have my bell turned on, so I don't pay attention to their channels. Or their names. I just click on them and watch them and enjoy them. Bye, Rose. Yeah, we all have our people that we like to watch. Yeah. McKenna's little boy, or he's already, 7 months old, 8 months old? They grow up too fast, you guys. Middle Tennessee. I love Middle Tennessee. Ernie wanted to go out tonight. I was not. Yeah, okay. This was week number 2 that I did nothing. My car didn't move until today. I didn't drive all this week. I haven't driven, and all last week. I don't know. Ernie goes, "You're not turning into a hermit, are you?" Well, in my defense, the week before last was rainy and cold, and then this past week was cold and snowy. So I love to be home. I'm a homebody. Yes, the experience. We love the experience. That's where we go. We haven't been in church. We watch it online because when Ernie leaves on Sundays, and so we haven't found the time. And then Saturday night, Saturday's usually like our family time, so we don't go to church on Saturday. So we watch Pastor Corey on Sunday morning, 8 a.m. I love it. I love it. He's online too. It's so good right now. And he goes, what I love about his, and I just found out, or just started, I should say. So I'm in Courage for Life is the name of my Bible. And I'm in Kings 2. It has an app. So I just put my headphones on and read along with her. I just put in what book I'm in and what chapter, and I just read along with her. And it helps so much because I can't pronounce half of the names in the Bible. I just cannot. The names are wild. So it's really good. It's really good. And then I don't know why I need to call them. They said to contact them. I screenshotted it because I've been trying to, I've done it 3 times now where you can have them send you an email every day for devotions. So you can do devotions too. And I haven't been getting the emails and they're not even in my spam. So it's kind of a major bummer. It'd be really fun. Are you going to the experience tomorrow night? What time, Sherry? They're 5 and 6, right? Or 5 and 7, 4 and 5. I don't remember what time Saturday night church is. You're going to love, I don't know if Pastor Corey is there on Saturday nights. I hope he is. I really want you to experience that. He's good. Joy, did you oh, you're not in Tennessee? I love being at home. Home is just, I love it. How and why did I start Bible study? It's not too personal at all. Oh my gosh, no. So I've always wanted to read the Bible. It's something that I've always wanted to be. And it's super important to have that relationship with God, right? To get to know him. And the Bible was boring. I was bored. And so I was talking to my daughter-in-law about it, and she sent me this Bible. She gave me this Bible as a gift, and she was super excited to give it to me. And she gave it to me because I was reading, don't laugh, I was reading a children's Bible because I needed it to make sense so I wouldn't get bored. I wanted to dive in. Your relationship with God is so important. And it took me a long time to realize how important that relationship is. And it's so life-changing when you develop that personal relationship, like that really personal relationship with God. Because if you don't know him, Pastor Corey said it perfectly last week. He said, if you say you're a Christian, but you're not studying the Bible and you're not praying every day, you're not developing a relationship with God, then it's kind of like, you're married and somebody says, oh, hey, who's your husband? Nah, I don't know. Well, where's he at? Nah, I don't know. Well, what's he do for a living? I don't know. It's kind of like that. Like if you don't know God on a personal level, you're not developing that relationship on a personal level, then, God wants you to have that relationship with him. That's what he wants. And so I think a lot of people get bored with the Bible. I've actually talked to a lot of people that say they get bored with it, mainly because they're embarrassed to say, because there's some kind of, I don't know, there's something about religion, and I don't study religion, but there's something about being a Christian where people feel like if they go to church, they feel like they have to know everything about the Bible or they have to know everything about God. And that is so not the case. The thing is that you go to church to develop that relationship. Go to church to get to know God. And so that was so important to me. So I used to think that the Bible was so boring, and it was mainly because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the Bible. And now it's a book that I cannot put down. It is, no, well, I shouldn't say that. That's fibbing, because I do have, I'll go 3 weeks where I don't pick it up. I don't know why. I do not know why, but I'll go 3 weeks where I won't pick it up. And then when I finally do, I'm like, oh my God, why did I stop reading? Why did I stop? Because I love it. So that's why, because I wanted to read the Bible. I really want to read the Bible from one end to the other, and I want to understand it. And you know what? I'm not going to, not the first time around. But that's why I love the church that we attend, because Pastor Corey takes one book at a time and one chapter at a time, and we study it every Sunday. So you're really digging into the Bible and what it means and all of those things. And he's just so cool with it. And it's just awesome. So, and one of the things about studying the Bible and, and developing that relationship with God too, is it changes you on so many levels. So drinking is not bad. Okay. There's nothing in the Bible that says drinking is bad. Nothing. But there's something that's really interesting that I found out. So I used to drink a lot of wine. Okay. Out of boredom, or, well, I'm OCD mainly. And so I have this obsessive compulsive disorder. So once I get into a habit of doing something, it's very hard for me to break the habit. But once I break the habit, I'm done. Like, it's just crazy like that. So once I get into a routine of doing something, I will maintain that routine. And so I got into this routine of opening a bottle of wine every day at 6 p.m. And I would drink wine every night at 6 p.m. I would start drinking wine. I would just pour a glass of wine, and I would have a glass of wine, and I would drink that wine. And I didn't like it. Got to the point where I didn't like the way I felt the next day. Not that I was getting, drunk and all that kind of stuff, but it affects you. It's alcohol, right? And so, I didn't have the energy the next day. It was affecting me in a negative way. And I knew that it was, but I was still opening the bottle of wine at 6 p.m. every night. And I knew I didn't have a problem. It wasn't like I needed the wine. It was more habitual than anything. But it could have become a problem, I'm sure. So I broke that habit. I had wine, what was it, 2 weeks ago with you guys? I opened a bottle and I had a glass of wine. It was so strong and I didn't like it, and I haven't drank it since. And it's funny because when you develop a relationship with God, naturally things change in your life. But I heard this explained so well. I heard, if when you go by the liquor stores, they have them here everywhere. So in California, you can buy liquor anywhere. You can buy it at the grocery store, at 7-Eleven, anywhere. Here in the South, you have to go to a liquor store to get wine and, alcohol. Unless I can get wine at the grocery store. I can get wine at Publix and Kroger and all that. But I think it's like hard alcohol. Yeah. So anyways, but those stores have wine and spirits, right, on the title. And so Ernie was telling me that he had heard a podcast where they were talking about that. And so when you think about people who get drunk, right, and they're inebriated and they slur and they act crazy and do things they wouldn't normally do and all that kind of stuff. It's like a connection to like evil, and I'm probably sounding really dramatic right now. I'm not trying to put that on anybody. I'm just saying that Ernie had heard a podcast where that was explained, and I'm not doing a great job explaining it to you guys at all. But when you think about having a relationship with God, and it just changes the way you think about everything, it affects you in every aspect of your life. Like every morning I have a prayer. So I didn't know how to pray well either. I was not a great I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know if I questioned how I prayed. I'm not, I don't know. I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know if I was praying right. These are all normal things that a lot of people, are burdened with. And so I wrote a prayer out that I say every morning, and I have a list with everybody that asks me for prayers, and I pray for everybody. And so I have this prayer that I say, and it's so wonderful to do that because when you are praying for other people, it really takes you as a person, like any kind of minute thing that you may, maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself for something, that's super minute in your life or what have you, it makes that all go away because you're praying for other people, you know what I mean? And so that's all developed. And I hope I'm making even this much sense. But all of that is developed when you open up the Bible and you start reading it. And I think the key to that is finding a Bible that you understand, that you can connect with, I think that a lot of people view Christianity also as you have to be a certain way, you have to act a certain way. For instance, on Instagram, I shared a reel, and it it still makes me laugh. The reel was I have I'm with the F, tos intolerant. Okay, I'm not going to say the word. It wasn't me who said it, was the reel. And so one of you messaged me and said, I can't believe as a Christian that you shared that. And I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Do what? Don't judge me. Don't do that. And our pastor said, especially here in the South, it's very common for people to do this when they forget they've got these pointing right back at them. So I don't like that. I don't like when people judge other people, So I'm guilty of it. But I'm not going to make you feel bad for, being a Christian and doing something that's considered not Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all try and live our best life and we all try and be the best person we possibly can. Some things are funny and you have to share and you have to laugh. You know what I mean? So anyways, that was a really long explanation of what made me want to read the Bible. But that's it. That's the God's honest truth. And Ernie reads the Bible. He has a Bible he reads, and he's enjoying that. And it's a lovely thing, especially when you have a partner you can do that with. And we pray together, and it's a lovely thing. It really is a lovely thing. And God just, when you allow him to work in your life and you have him in your life, and I'm not perfect. I promise you that 100%. I'm not sitting here trying to say, oh, look at me. I'm God-fearing. I read my Bible. I do Bibles. That is not me. I promise you that is not me. I am not that person. I am a sinner and I make mistakes, but I ask for forgiveness all the time. But it's amazing when you allow God to work in your life, what he can do. And sometimes you don't notice it immediately. Sometimes it's in retrospect, and that's where 2020 vision comes in, where you look back and you go, oh man, now it makes sense, like that kind of stuff. It's just really cool. But yeah, so just having that quiet time in the morning is awesome. I just have my quiet time with my coffee, and I put my headphones on and we read the Bible, me and that lady, whoever recorded it. And it's really cool to do that, and I say my prayer, and it's really a wonderful thing. And I wish more people would talk about it and not be afraid. I mean, I could tell you right now that I had 167 live viewers, and as soon as I started talking about God, it jumped down to 155. He scares people, and he's not meant to. He's a great God. but I think that more people need to talk about it because, you're going to get judged, especially if you're somebody who didn't do this your whole life. Ernie and I certainly did not read our Bible all the time. We're not new Christians. Um, we are new to reading our Bible and talking about our Bible and praying together, and all of that's new to us in just the last couple of years. We did that separately before, but as far as reading the Bible goes, that's new to both of us. Ernie was raised Catholic, and I was raised Catholic, Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist, Christian, wherever my mom and dad sent us to church, that's what I was. And so I learned the most in the Seventh-day Adventist church, though, I will tell you that. But yeah, it's amazing, when you develop that relationship, but you're going to get judged. A lot of people will judge you because they'll say, where did this come from? I actually heard that I have siblings that were questioning if I was close to God now because I live in the South, which is really rather funny. But it's an amazing thing. And then pray. I have to pray every day. I ask God to, I don't want to carry hate in my heart. I don't want to be an envious person. I don't want to be a jealous person. I want to learn how to forgive the way He forgives. And those are some really hard things for me. I tend to get jealous over other channels that do really well, and I don't understand why mine doesn't. So I'll get jealous, and I have to pray about that. I get envious over it, and I have to pray about that. Forgiveness is a hard thing for me. I have to really work on that. I have to pray about that, and it's really cool to have God on your side. It's like really cool to have somebody to talk to, and ask for forgiveness and talk to Him about those things. It's really cool to have Him on your side, and know that you're good, because He's really the only person that you need to please, and if you're try and do your best every day and try and be a good person every day, that's awesome, but that's really why I really wanted to know what the Bible was all about. I wanted to know, like I said, I went to Seventh-day Adventist, Catholic, Christian, Baptist churches, and I didn't know what the Bible was all about. I only know what they told me it was about. And so I wanted to know. I want to know the stories. I want to know. And the only way I could know is to read it. And like I said, it was very boring to me. And I couldn't pronounce the names of the characters in the Bible. Not the characters, but you know what I mean. I couldn't pronounce their names. And some of it's really boring, but you got to get through it. Some of it's really boring. And at some point I was like, well, I don't even understand what I just read. Well, and that's okay. I'm getting through it. And I might have to read the Bible 3 or 4 more times, God willing. I live that long, and I might have to read it a few times to get it, but the point is I want to do that. It's cool. It's kind of cool. It's like if, we're married to our spouses, or we're in a relationship with whoever, and we're married. Now, if somebody would have given me a book on how to not fight with Ernie, to be an excellent wife from day one, how to do all the things. If somebody would have given him a book for me, and we could have read that book, and if somebody would have said, here's a book, read this book, and if you read this book, you're going to have the perfect marriage, or your marriage is going to have, nothing but forgiveness and all those things, but read this book. I guarantee you we all would have read the book. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what the Bible is. It's like all the answers for everything in your life is in that book. All of it, financial, marital, friendships, everything. It's all in there. The answers are in there. And it's cool. It's really cool. It's a cool book. It's a really cool book. And once you start reading it, you can't stop, especially if you get one that you understand. So it's a really just personal. It's personal, so I love it. I just it's fabulous. It puts you on cloud nine, when you've had your quiet time in the morning or in the evening. Ernie reads his Bible in the evening. That's what works for him. But after he's had his quiet time with God, and he's developed that relationship, he's got into the word, and and after you've said your prayer for the day, it just kind of breathes new life into you for the day, and it gives you that that solid feeling, where your feet are planted on the ground. And one of the hard things, but one of the things that I try and do is I pray for my enemies. That's a really hard thing. I'm going to tell you what, that is a hard thing to do, but it's something that you have to do. And what that taught me is that the more I prayed, or the more I pray for somebody, not really an enemy per se. I would love to tell that story, but I can't, because it's very personal. And so I would love to tell that story, and I can't, but I pray for this person, and I pray that they come to their senses. I've tried. Pastor Corey said, you've got to try. You can't just, I'm famous for, if you make me mad, if you piss me off, I cut you out of my life. Done. And you can do that with some people. You can do that with acquaintances, a neighbor or something like that. But with family, you got to give it more of a try. And so if you keep beating, keep running into that same issue with that family member, then, what you have left is praying, for yourself, for that person. And, but it's hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy, not an easy thing to do, to pray for your enemies. It's probably, it really is joy. Family is it's an interesting thing. And especially when you come from a dysfunctional family, where, when you come from a dysfunctional family, I wish I could tell my story to you guys. I believe my story would help somebody. I've got quite a unique story, and I can't tell the story. I mean, I could tell the story, but out of the respect for my siblings, I won't share that on a public platform. But not that they're my enemies. They're not my enemies. None of them are. None of them are my enemies. I love my sisters. I just don't have great relationships with all of them, and that's just coming from a dysfunctional family, and so for a long time, I thought I was going to hell. I was like, okay, when I die and, God comes back, I'm going to hell because I don't have a relationship with my siblings. I thought that for a really long time, but that's not the case. You just can do what you can do, and that's it. So I hope I'm not missing anything that you guys are saying. We are a work in progress. Oh, every day. One of the things that I love now is that Ernie and I are no longer embarrassed to pray in public. And I don't say that it's embarrassed. Yeah, that's the word. I'm just going to say it. It used to be a thing, not that we ever said that to each other. We just didn't do it because, but I like to pray before I eat. Sometimes when I'm really hungry, I forget, but I like to pray before I eat. I should thank God and ask him to help it nourish our bodies and thank him for the food and the people that I'm with, and I'm no longer afraid to do that. And I love that. It's always been something that I was envious of when I would see other couples do that in restaurants. I would see them hold hands and, pray over their food. And I loved that. I was envious of it. And we do it now. And I love that. So those are all things that just come from reading the Bible and getting into God's word and getting to know God and developing a relationship with them. That's all of those things are from that. So I wish more Christians would talk about that, and, more believers would talk about that and let others know that, it's okay if you don't understand the Bible. It's okay if you think the Bible's boring. You just need to find a Bible that you can read. And I'm telling you, the Courage for Life Bible is excellent. It is excellent. Does not bore me. And I love the fact that it has an app on your phone that I connect to my headphones. I can put my headphones on. She reads it and she says all the names. And I'm like, oh, that's how you say it. And, Zechariah and all just perfectly says all the names. And I couldn't. You're so welcome, Shirley. I'm so glad. You guys are all so sweet. Janet, I'm sorry to hear that, but I can relate. I can relate 100%. Someday I'll be able to tell my story. I can't, but I can relate to that. I can relate to that 100%. Thank you, Donna. You're so sweet. Yeah, relationships with your siblings, it's hard, especially if you're raised in a dysfunctional family, and who wasn't? It seems like there's some sort of dysfunction, and I'm always very envious of the people that have fabulous relationships with their siblings. There's a lot of us, and a lot of personalities. And I'm not the easiest person to get along with because I'm blunt and I'm bold and I just say the truth, and I'm not and I don't beat around the bush, and that's just, you guys have heard me say it. That's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because if I don't like you and we're in a room together, you're going to know that I don't like you, but I'm not mean about it. And the filter that everybody has from here to here, I was not born with one. And so that a lot of people don't like to hear the truth. And so, yeah, it causes friction. It's unfortunate, but at least I say it to your face, at least you know how I feel. I don't go behind your back. And so I don't know. I'd rather know what somebody's thinking of me, So, yeah. Well, Prancer, you better have a great relationship with your twin. She's basically you. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I made some cottage cheese ice cream for Ernie and I, and it looks like he is not gonna be home anytime soon. It's already after 8. But I made cherry this time. I had some fresh cherries that I bought, and so I pitted them and I put them in the blender and made some cherry cottage cheese ice cream. I'm super excited about that. Oh, Donna, I'm so sorry. I think so. As soon as I end it, it'll upload. It'll take a minute, but it will upload to YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it then. Or you can just rewind it. I don't know how that works. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you guys enjoyed tonight's live. Be looking for Monday's video. Spring decorating, for those of you who didn't hear. I shared some of the fun stuff I'm going to be using. I'm very excited to get my kitchen going. That's where I'm going to start. Of course, add some touches to the living room. I'm going to decorate for spring this week. I'm ready. I'm ready because I want to be ready to be outside when the time comes, As soon as those garden centers open, I'm going to be there. I'm very excited. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm looking around here we go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.